Good evening, everyone, and welcome to GrayManPrepping. It is time for a Tactical Tuesday where we talk tactics, gear, and more. Tonight's going to be a little bit more because tonight's topic is zombie apocalypse or idiot apocalypse. How's everybody doing out there? Let me go over here to the comment section here and go up here and say hello to everybody. So the first one in was Phelan Clan Wolf, one of my scouts from when I was a scoutmaster. We got Shady Hill Homestead. Got Jay here. Pat Small, Tooth by V. Walt Rogers is here. He's looking out in the barn tending horses, which means he's not going to be commenting too much, but I expect some comments from him occasionally. All right, we have Diana 2 is here and having phone issues, so she's probably just going to be lurking much and not doing much, typing in. And I froze. Moon over Miami is here. Let's see here. Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man's in the house. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight is here. Well, I'm looking at this. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce the first name here properly. Mulaney White is here from Southern Idaho. Someone else from Idaho. And let's see here. We got everybody thought Sumi is here from north of the border. Checkoff's in the house. And so she's just south of Twin Falls. Okay, I just drove by there on Sunday, coming back from California. And Checkoff's here from Idaho too. He's from Southwest Idaho. Let's see. And okay. Oh, Jay's having a problem at the range. See, I thought I had my sighted in with the scope. Then last 3 shots went wild. Oh man, yeah, I hate it when that stuff have malfunctions like that. Melanie. Okay, Melanie. All right, got it. All righty. I'm over by between Blackfoot and Idaho Falls. All righty, and Kaylin Strain's here. Woo! I'm not sure. Kaylin, how much rain did you get? I know you were a little bit farther west than most of them back there. So I don't think you got much rain, but how much rain did you get? All righty. So tonight's topic. I've received some information from different nada. All right. Kaylin was far enough west that she didn't get any on it. But she's gotten some of those I can't pronounce it right, the Nesoro, whatever, straight winds, jet streams, storms, dumping a bunch of rain straight before. So this time she skirted. I've got a bunch. I saw several videos, got several emails from people talking about different things, and so it's tonight's what started out was going to be a more comical thing is taking a little. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Kaylin. And so it's one of those things. And Mark's in the house. Mad Chick Acres just came in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drop this down here. And come on. Oh, shoot. All right, it's had a problem here. All right, that's not cooperating with me. So let me go in here and pull it up this way here. I hit the wrong button there. There we go. Having some. There it is. And Geeky Gardens just came in from Florida. All righty. So gonna try some experiment here first here before I get into the meat of it here. But I did get some information that's changing things. So let me go up here to the top. StreamYard added some new options here. So this is the default camera view. They added a one. They added a round one. And then they also, for this one, added a rounded edges. You really can't tell it much up there. And really can't tell the rounded edge in the corners here. But it shows up more when I go to the, there we go. You can see the rounded edges a little bit more on these two here. And they got the plain round one here. So let's see what we got here. All right. So originally, I have always poo-pooed the zombie apocalypse because, you know, what zombie apocalypse has been basically based on is, oh, a virus gets out there and turns everybody into brain-eating monsters or blood-sucking, you know, whatever, or just, you know, brain-dead walking corpses that eat whatever they come across and, you know, spread disease and stuff. However, with some of the stupid stuff that big pharmacy is doing, it makes it scary to think about what is going on. T-Board's in the house. Savage Lee's here. Cool. So it makes it a little scary to think that the stupid idiots at Big Farm might actually create something and let it loose. Glenn Haldegarden from Florida's here. All righty. So zombie apocalypse hasn't really been much. And of course, when I think zombie apocalypse, one of the things I think about, of course, is the zombies in San Francisco, which is a different type of zombie this is more of a self-induced zombies that are out there right now. Doing all the fun things that zombies like to do. And basically, here comes Lewis. Hey, Lewis, how's it going?
It's going.
Yeah. And the zombies that are currently in San Francisco and Berkeley and Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area, even down in San Jose and stuff, are, you know, a lot of them are drug-induced zombies of their own stuff. Yeah, okay, there is that one too, the mutant strain of rabies and stuff. It's, you know, one of those things. And yeah, that's exactly what's going on in San Francisco. Anyways, there is it's one of those things that, you know, I really don't see it becoming a pandemic across the country. But it's one of those things that can happen, and we get some other fun stuff here. Pay attention, everybody. Got something for you here. There we go. Okay, that was it. That was my little scare for the day. Yeah, Savage, you're right. That falls into more along the lines of an idiot apocalypse. Let me go ahead and pull this down off my other screen here so I can. All right. So one of the things that I've noticed from all the other information I'm getting here is whether it's going to be an idiot apocalypse or not has to do with a lot of people's mindset. And whether or not they're thinking clearly or just, oh, we're going to do this. And so I got to see if I can find it here real quick. I was sent an email by one of the channel members. Actually, one of the survivalist level channel members, top tier ones. And where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm looking for it. Okay, so let me go and pull this over on the side screen here so I can see what's going on and still keep a track on everybody's comments. Yeah. Gotta keep that clean underwear. All right, so this channel member sent a thing. I'm not going to name channels. I don't want to be seen as that person passing judgment, but this is my honest impression of what occurred. All right, so basically 2 channels, quote, prepping channels, were in Florida for vacation. Now, both of them are fairly Christian religious. The one was down there for vacation. They'd gone to the one of the I'm trying to remember what it says. Oh, one of the amusement parks down there, and so the first channel focuses a lot on the one that focuses a lot on shopping, deals, tourism. They do prepping and talk about it. Live in an urban suburban area. They are Christians, but not the strict. The rest of you who aren't saved are going to hell type ones. I'm just kind of quoting here from the email. And the person says they are good people, and says that I think froze again. The second channel is mainly focused on homesteading and prepping. They live in a more rural area and is sometimes referred to as, quotes, Bible thumping Christians. And anyways, goes on about it. I'm not going to go on to talk about it. The first channel looked at, on the video, so we're talking about the Helena storm track and the way it was gathering strength, and decided they need to cut their vacation trip short, smart preppers, and drive home. They are very happy with the decision. They got to do pretty much everything they planned to do, and staying was definitely not worth the risk to their family, as they quoted. So their attitude was, oh, okay, this is turning bad, and the track is heading kind of towards us. We don't want to take a chance, because a lot of times it curves, but as it comes up the Gulf, it turns eastward, hits, heads through Florida and then hits the East Coast as it goes up down the coastline. And so they pulled shocks, got out of Dodge, and from what I saw, if they were still down by one of the amusement parks, they probably would have been okay, because it didn't turn as soon as some people thought. The other one, quote, I'm going to read the quote. The second channel did not heed the warnings. They had issues with their accommodations. Their rental was in an HOA. They were told their trailer was not, they were told by the HOA their trailer was not allowed on site, so they left their trailer at a Walmart parking lot. Apparently, we're not asking if that's allowed, and it got towed. Plan ahead. They paid a fine, retrieved it. They did not take the hint and go home with the hurricane bearing down on Florida. No, they did not. They attempted to communicate with the involved parties about the, why were they not told beforehand that when they went and rented the place that it was not, trailers were not allowed to be parked in the driveway. Anyways, but there was no illusion. The next night, they came back from the theme park to a notice on the door. Anyways, the storm had not struck yet. Did they leave? No, of course not. They stayed. They moved their accommodations and planned to go to the theme park the next day. Since they apparently they since then they've posted a video. They're okay, but the arrogance of the family is such that they, yeah. Just because you're a prepper doesn't mean, oh, I'm a prepper, I can survive anything. No, I'm sorry, but to me, that type of prepper is going to be part of the idiot apocalypse. Okay, let me see what's going on in the side chat here. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and put this back in. There we go. Because I need to change
The only thing that a prepper gets is good for is not getting in fights with toilet paper.
Yeah. That's the type of prepper they are. Okay, let's see. We got one here. Husband wants to be sure dogs are stocked before we are food. Okay, stuff. Costco, big bags, milk, that. They eat better than me, LOL. Okay. Yeah, Mark. Look, the track almost looks like it was steered one. And that's the thing I noticed. The all right, his stuff dropped him out. The track I noticed, it was going up and it started to turn east just a little bit, then all of a sudden it doglegged back west. And that's how come certain areas of Tennessee, Virginia, a little bit of Kentucky. Oh, here he is coming back in. Kentucky and stuff. Got hit as hard as they did. And I saw one channel put out a video on Facebook Reels, and oh man, I wanted to comment on him so bad. But this channel was such that I went ahead and just blocked them so I don't get any more videos from them. But they were complaining about people that in this one town, Ashland, I think it was, which is out of All right, Lewis, can't tell you're real roboto. Nothing. The audio's coming through. I can see your thing trying, but anyway, this town Ashland was at a 2,000-foot elevation, well above the normal floodplain. In fact, a lot of people from down on the coast evacuate up to there, and this town got hit hard. And these channels, some of these, this one channel in particular, but some other channels are saying, "Well, why didn't you guys evacuate from there?" Well, this is where everybody evacuates to. Generally, this is a safe area. And what happened is when it turned, it kind of stalled, slowed down, and it just started dumping more water than anybody expected. So, Prepper 101's in the house. And so they got, this part of the country, which usually doesn't get hammered by the hurricanes like this, got hammered. And so some of the people that I'm going to tag as being part of the idiot apocalypse are out there passing judgment, not being from the area, not realizing what's happening, what normally happens here. This is a once in 100-year storm or once in a 200-year storm dropping this much water on this area of the country. Generally, they don't get hammered by the hurricane storms this way. And usually by the time they get there, they've already dumped all the water prior to hitting the coast, hitting down in the Gulf states before they get up farther. And so there are a lot of people out there seriously getting hurt who, from this 200-year storm, and these other idiots are condemning them for it. I mean, this is just not right. All right. Okay. So good. Okay. I'm just ready to catch up on the side chat here. Making sure I got everything here in place here. Everybody saying hello there. All right. Here it comes. Prepper 101's firing it out again. All right. And I need to come over here quick. I wanted to pin that link I put up there. There it is. replace the other one, replace pin. Okay. That way as those come in. All right. All right. Alicia Autism Mom is here from north of the border as well now. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm supposed to head up to Sam's Club and Costco tomorrow here up in Idaho Falls. So I'll find out what's going on up there. It's just part of my normal Wednesday trek up there to get my normal supplies and stuff. Yeah, Jay. Being a prepper, part of being a prepper is knowing when to leave, when to shelter in place, and what your actual skill set is. Okay, truck coming. Yeah, Wednesday the trucks usually come to hit Twin Falls, Pocatello, and Idaho Falls on Wednesday. Usually trucks coming this direction. So, yeah. Yeah, Asheville. That's it. Asheville, North Carolina. Yes, that's the one that got hit harder than they ever remember. And that's usually where people evacuate to. People are criticizing those there who are showing what videos and stuff of what's going on. Well, why didn't you guys evacuate? Excuse me. No one thought it was going to hit Ashland or Asheville like that. It's, yeah. And so, yeah, and yeah, it's just, people that are criticizing those for, all right, he dropped out again. And there's Lewis is back. And let's see what else we got going on here. All right, there's some questions. All right, so some of the footage of flooding makes me think construction or keeping in the backyard would have been practical. Well, I mean, so one of the videos I saw was the people were totally shocked. They've never had any type of flooding there like this, and they're in a area, small little creek that goes dry during the summer, coming through the property there. So the creek was dry, and they were not expecting it, and they're out there videoing, and you can hear this roar in the background, and he's looking uphill, and you also here comes this wall of debris and mud coming down, and he's standing on the porch, and he takes a step back as it goes by, and you see it splashing up on the porch a little bit, takes out the garage, the cars, everything else, and heads down towards other houses, which are, he's there. Our cars are gone. The garage, and it's just stuff's gone. And it's like, it's not that they weren't prepared. It's that that never happens in the area, so they didn't prepare for that type of area. Planning. Okay, we're going to get a flash flood coming down through our property here, which has never ever happened before, and take out where we park our cars. And people are criticizing them about it, making comments. Well, why didn't you get out of the area? It's like, it's people. Why don't you get a brain and realize and do research before you start criticizing people for what happened to them for something that doesn't happen once every 200 years, if at all.
Yeah, there's a river about 20 minutes away from me, and every year it floods up onto the road in the springtime because of all the ice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really hate to see a flash flood.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a yearly thing, right? And it's the ice because it's a lot of that river. And one year, it doesn't take out, it goes over the bridge and take a car off the road.
Oh, he lost. Yeah. Yeah, Lewis, you were going a little roboto there. I could just barely hear you, but yeah. Unfortunately, his Wi-Fi or his internet signal up there is kind of bad. All right, so Alicia has a question here. All right. I'm not sure what type of fallout you're talking about. Looking back up here to see if somebody said something else here. All right. That's a, you know, depending on what you're talking about there, Alicia, the problems for the a brick house is in some instances is fairly strong. It also depends when that house was built, because some brick houses are older ones are built stronger than newer ones. Basements, you know, flooding. You got to look at the lay of your land as far as, you know, if you get an excessive rainstorm, where's the water going to run? Is it running towards your house? Well, example is when I bought the property across the street in 2016, the the person that owned it beforehand had dug out around it when he changed the put up a edge foundation on it, different than what the interior foundation was. The house was built really weird, and so he dug down and he backfilled just a little bit, so the ground went up. The ground went up and then down towards the house. So you had, like, you know, when it rained really hard, there was kind of a moat there around the house. And going in, well, one of the first things I did was I got a tractor and I filled it in with dirt and put it so it had a nice slope from the house away from the house. Guess what? No more flooding in the basement. And evidently it had been flooding in the basement, according to some of the neighbors I talked to, for about 15 years. And the guy didn't realize, oh, gee, I made a moat around there and the water's going to come down and go underneath the foundation and flood into the basement. But so those are some of the things you got to look for is think outside the box. And if you have any questions, there are plenty of people out here, myself including, Steve at Corsair Trainers. Will's no longer around, but there are others here that are happy to answer questions like this that had construction background. All right, let's see here. I froze, so let me catch up here. Trying to catch up on the chat here. Yeah. Oh, not good. Yeah, their preps got washed away. Yeah. That's one of the things I look at when it comes to every house that I've bought for the floodplain. The floodplain is above the floodplain. The house across the street sits up above the floodplain, and the rest of the property is lower than it, except that the idiot left a low spot around the foundation, which when now they fix it, it's perfectly fine. This one here is in a little bit of a low spot, but it's still above the floodplain. It's above the irrigation canal, the big irrigation canal to the west. And the house itself sits up on a fill above everything else. The house itself is at 2 inches above street level. It's 6 inches above the bank of the irrigation canal. And then the irrigation canal on the other side of it, the other bank, is about a foot lower than the bank on this side. And then it goes down into a valley over there. And so I will not buy a property that it's not safe. The one in California I have, it's 8 feet from the street up to the house. So the property has sloped, and I've had to tear it and build up retaining walls to get flat spots for the garden and stuff. And then the street itself goes downhill to the west. When it gets to the low spot by the creek, it's 30 feet lower than the house is. So yeah, this is one of the things I do. When I lived in Southern California, as a kid, we lived in a place called Tahunga, which is west of Burbank and east of or north of Glendale. And the Big Tahunga Canyon, which did not dump towards our house, it dumped about a mile away, flash flooded 2 or 3 times a year. So all right, Jay's going off the rails with Prepper 101. Yeah. All right. So am I down to the beginning? Almost. Okay, let's see. Catching up. CR is in the house. Woo! Creative redundancies here. Catching up here. I'm just trying to catch up here. All right, Diana 2 says Asheville is just the largest city there in that area. The little towns may be worse off. Yeah. Let's see here. Talking about chickens and stuff. Oh, okay. So Alicia was talking about fall. Talking about nuclear. When it comes to an apocalypse, zombie apocalypse is not going to lead to nuclear action. Idiot apocalypse might. You might get some idiots like Fat Boy over there north of the 38th parallel doing something stupid. And so, yeah, there's idiot apocalypse might result in some fallout going on. Now, this is something I just thought of, and I wasn't looking for it because generally the powers that be generally are smart enough when they plan for building nuclear reactors, power plants, they do it where they don't have to worry about flooding, generally. Has anybody heard anything about any nuclear reactors being in the way of, being in danger of flooding or having problems because of it again? Let's see here. Trying to catch up here. Yeah. Yeah, sump pumps. Yeah. So for the house across the street, I installed 2 sump pumps. One is always plugged in. The other one's ready to be swapped out if the first one, if they perchance get flooded over there. My daughter and her family's over there. If they happen to get flooded out to, and the one pump gets burnt up, they have a spare back one there. Yeah. My I don't know what to call them. My outlaws. My sister's brother-in-law, so her husband's brother, had a house in Sandy, Utah, and in the subdivision there, the contractor did bare minimum required by law burial of the water lines. Well, the problem, the water line was buried, but he brought it up to bring it into the house. It was still below grade, but it didn't enter the house at the below frost line. So what happened was they had a real cold winter in the winter of 74, 75, and it, the water lines in that whole subdivision froze in the foundation, which means the soil behind it was frozen and the pipe going in the foundation broke. And when it thawed up just a little bit, all that water just came flying in and flooded basements. Yeah. So we were living in Fredonia, Arizona, that was my senior year. And during the Christmas break, my dad, my brother, and I went up there and helped them out and others, because our knowledge of construction and stuff, and got stuff, help people out, and spend a lot of time talking to neighbors. Okay, this is what you need to do. You guys need to see about renting a backhoe or a mini excavator, and you may want to go in it together and just hit boom, 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 dig it all out, get the rotor hammers, drill new paths through the basement concrete down 2 feet deeper than it is, and redo your water lines that way. Butch Graves, hello from Colorado. Welcome, Butch. Yeah, generators, solar panel systems, for free, need to have power for your refrigerators, freezers, sump pumps, other things you're going to need too. It's some of the common sense stuff that people are looking at. Southernlies in Southern California knows very well about the Santa Ana winds, and how it never rains in Southern California, but as the song goes, baby, it pours. Yeah. The first year after I retired from Homeland Security and I was up here, it had already snowed that winter. That's that September. It snowed on the 28th of September that year here over in Basalt. But this right now, I mean, it's like, all right, it's 80 something outside, and so wow, yeah. But we are expecting temperatures to drop by Halloween as well. All right, and it looks like I've caught up on the side chat. Okay, now the idiot apocalypse. All right, I'm trying to say so I don't get bumped. The idiot apocalypse has already begun. The biggest gathering of the idiot apocalypse is in the swamp. Everybody should know where that is. Down there near Pennsylvania Avenue. The other ones is on a island where a certain island that during the Revolutionary War was the site of Washington's first defeat, and they had to evacuate that island. The other ones are in on the left coast, and actually the biggest part of the idiot apocalypse started back in the 60s at Berkeley. So, all right, what's Tibor say? Tibor says, plan accordingly. Generators, drink gasoline like a Ford V8. Yeah, exactly. And if you sometimes if you have a plain gasoline generator, you can get a aftermarket kit to run it on propane. And so it'll run a little bit longer on the on those 30 pound or 7.5 gallon propane bottles. But plus propane never goes bad either. So, plan around it. If you're planning on getting a generator, I would recommend getting a dual or tri-fuel generator. So it's gasoline, propane, or natural gas if you have natural gas in your area. There's just, simple things. You don't want to be succumb to the idiot apocalypse because you've joined the idiot apocalypse, and you don't want to succumb to it because of the political nimrods, the professional politicians that are idiots. So, it's the idiot apocalypse is the biggest threat to the world, not just our country, because it's raising its ugly head in other countries. And like I mentioned last Thursday on the Midnight Ride about the police commissioner there over in the UK. Oh, we're gonna extradite American citizens that are making what we think are disparaging comments on social media and try them here in the United Kingdom. Idiot. Yeah, ain't happening. But you get stuff like that going on. Cool. Found a 2-cycle generator today. Cool. Excellent, Glenn. Yeah. Someone else made was making a video, and he got me. He got me on it. I was starting to get pissed off on his video, and it turned out all right. It turned out, but at the end it was like, I'm like, I agree, you stupid idiot, you got me. He was talking about that people need to get something and they need to use it, and those that refuse to get it need to be arrested and imprisoned. And he's going on about this, and I'm thinking he's talking about the no. He goes in it, and he goes in, he says something. He goes, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about common sense. If they don't get common sense, they need to go to jail. Yeah, because unfortunately, some people have. I'm not even going to name the generations that are coming up here that are putting out videos that are just. Didn't you go to school? The one. All right, the one. Here's one. Tell me you think how smart this person is. She's posting. Do you guys realize that those who were born in the year 2000 are now 40 years old? Yeah. It's like, hello, no, they're 24 years old, not 40 years old. You need to be paying attention, or you needed to be paying attention back in math class. Yeah, I noticed that sometimes what I'll do is I'll find the 20-pound tanks. People are giving them away because they got rid of their, I gotta be green. I gotta get rid of my propane barbecue. And in California, they'll put them out curbside with other stuff they're giving away for free. I pick those up. What do I do with those tanks? I take them to the propane exchange, and that way I get one that's just been inspected. And we'll use that, and then I take it to the gas station. And when gas station here, or take it over, like in California, my wife will take them over to take them over to the suburban propane store and get them to fill them, because these have just been certified. They're good for 5 years, and we don't have to worry about paying for certification on them. And we get a bottle that, okay, time for to get this one recertified. We just take it and do a propane exchange on it. It's cheaper than doing paying for a certification on it. So I get the certification done, get it brought back with propane in it, and it's cheaper than just paying for the certification alone. Yeah. Oh. So watch out for Yeah, those are the other idiots. That's why my wife and I, for years now, I'm trying to think back the last time we did anything Black Friday. The last time we did Black Friday, I was doing it at Fry's Electronics. And that was back 20 years ago. Actually, more than that, because I wasn't working for that was before 9/11. So that was about 1996 was the last time we did Black Friday anything. That was really cool because I wound up getting stuff, and I wound up getting something I thought they didn't have because somebody else asked somebody for it. Yeah, I go, you got another one too? Because I need one too, and he brought two out, one for him and one for me. So made a score there on it. But yeah, we don't do that. The black fighting, so we avoid most people fighting over stuff. Like when I go to Costco or Sam's Club, I got the early in membership. So I got the what's it called here? So I got the executive membership, so I get in early. Here's Mark. So
hey,
I got the executive membership, so I get in early at Costco. Yes, it costs more, but I also get more money back on it. And the other one I got is the Sam's Club Business, which means I get in 2 hours early than others.
You just have to watch out for the forklifts running around.
Yeah, it's no problem. And so if I need to get something, I get in there early, and usually I'm in and I'm out within less than half an hour. Usually, I'm in the door. 15 minutes later, I'm in the checkout line.
So I don't know if you saw my thing I put on there earlier. I did a Sam's Club run on Sunday, and they had 5-gallon buckets, first time ever, for like $2.49 each. No lids, just the buckets. And I was like, huh. So I grabbed 6 and threw in my car because I really didn't go in there looking for prepper stuff, whatever. Now I went to another store to do that. And I bought 6. I get outside and I'm walking back to my car with my cart, and I look over. There's a woman who I know was behind me with a flatbed cart coming down the aisle. She must have bought the rest of the pallet. I looked at her. I was like, I thought about buying it, but I wanted to leave some for you. She bust out laughing. I don't know what she's using it for, but I might go back. I'm going to go back this week. I'll probably use them for like Tammy did, and make those raised bed bucket gardens with the 2x4s. Drop them in.
What color buckets were they?
So they're not white. So they're not. It doesn't say food grade on it, but they're not blue or orange or anything like that. They're kind of a translucent. It had has a number 2 on the bottom, so not food grade. Great for storage stuff. I really don't see much of a problem with putting dirt in it because everybody uses the blue Lowe's buckets for.
What I would do those. What we do with them? We got a bunch of the Gamma Seals that we pick up when they're twice a year. Brolam's grocery chain here in Idaho in October and in the spring has a what's it called? It's a sale. Basically, you get stuff at their price. Right. And those Gamma lids are dirt cheap. And my daughter and I both go up there and we buy a bunch. I could probably get about 20 of them sitting out in the shop, not being used yet.
Are those the lids that clip on, but they have a screw-off cap on it? Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah. Lowe's carries those. I bought one to keep my not rock salt, just winter salt, because I don't use halide. I just use softener crystals. I put it in there with the screw lid on it, just keep the moisture out of it.
Yeah. And so what I used to get, I used to buy the black 5-gallon buckets off of Amazon when they were $2.39 a bucket, but you had to get 10 at a time. And I got several of those. So do I got any in here? No, I don't got any in here. The
only thing I don't like about the semi-translucent ones is with dirt and you put plants in it in the sun can get through. You will get algae growth inside the bucket. Yeah. So that's the only downfall, I guess. But I bought 5 or 6. I'm like, you know what? I use buckets for everything, and can't go wrong having some buckets.
Yeah.
Yeah, caskets popping out of the ground again. Zombie apocalypse coming up.
Yeah. And I also heard about that also. Tibor, I don't know if you heard it. I heard someone mention about it also happening in southern West Virginia and southern Virginia as well. So not sure about that. But the buckets, for you, especially Mark, you got your Mylar bags full of freeze-dried food.
Oh yeah. The only problem with buckets, round buckets, is when you store them, you can stack them up, but when you put them next to each other, you're losing a tremendous amount of real estate.
Yeah.
So I use square because freeze-dried food doesn't weigh that much. So I got the 30-gallon. They're not Rubbermaid totes. They're just cheap ass totes from my local thrift store or dollar store that I can stack 8 up and there's no weight. So they're not collapsing on each other like some of those black with the yellow lids, those rectangular ones at like Lowe's and that. You put some weight in those things, they buckle. Yeah. The lid underneath one of them will start, and I have a couple that are buckling. I'm like, bad move.
Yeah, generally I only have problems with those when I start throwing tools in them that I moved up here. So I only do them half full now.
My problem. Hey, did you see my other clip I put on there about the propane tanks?
Yes. Yeah, so, I
didn't realize that. I was at Lowe's. I looked at the little cage. I'm just standing there waiting for something. And I looked over at the cage and I'm just reading it. It says 15 pounds. I'm like, wait, what? No wonder why these tanks don't last very long when I use them. I'm like, what was there? Less than this one, less than that one? Are they not filling them all the way? Then I realized they're not 20 pounds. Now, I usually you have to go during the week. I have a propane store that does like propane stoves, propane everything. They also fill your bottles. Yes, they have a scale there, but zeroing a scale out with the hose and all that crap on there is BS. They go by the gallon, and I forget, what do they hold, like 4 gallons or 4.2 gallons or something in a bottle?
It depends. I've gotten 4.8 in mine.
Now, most of these bottles with the new style valves on them, it has an automatic check valve, so when the level gets up to a point, poink, it stops.
Yeah.
And I'll fill all my bottles up, and I got different size bottles, different manufacturer bottles. They all weigh a little bit different on a scale. He just fills them all up until they go clink, it's done. Then he moves it over to the next one. Clink, it's done. Yeah. And I pay you, but they charge me by the gallon, not by the pound, which is most hardware stores charge you by the pound. And you're looking at them putting it on the scale and putting the weight on there, which nobody's ever zeroed out in 20 freaking years. The thing's outside. They put the hose on there, which is dangling wherever on the ground, and they're calling it 20 pounds. It's like, that ain't 20 pounds.
Yeah.
It's a scam.
Yeah. Around here, every dispenser around here where you get it refilled, they do it by the gallon.
Yeah, they buy it by the gallon.
They buy it by the gallon. They don't buy it by the pound. And temperature changes. It changes. If you know, not only the weight but the gallon size too. So it's like when I fill mine up, it's early in the morning.
Yep. And the tank is cold. Everything's cold. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But all right. So Mother Earth Garden Club is here. Grow in cat litter buckets. Yes, my mother-in-law, for all her cats, has hundreds of cat litter buckets, and she has plants in those, all sorts of plants, all sorts of herbs and stuff as well, growing in her buckets.
And they're square.
Yes, so
you can stack them next to each other.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't want them to be next to each other because the plants spread out, but the idiot apocalypse. The big part of the idiot apocalypse starts rearing its head back in the middle of June to the middle of July on national election years. And I've seen some videos that are absolutely part of it, that are propaganda videos. Oh, Kamala's work. Oh, whoops. Camel Toe's working hard on it. Gas prices have just dropped this much. And on one of the videos, I commented and said, oh, yeah, great. But we're still $2.50 higher than we were in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. And several other people had made comments on it too. I went back and double checked, and sure enough, a half hour later, all our comments had been deleted.
Of course they were.
Yeah,
because you're fake news.
Yeah, we just killed her fake news. So, but yeah. The problem I also noticed about the translucent buckets and stuff. One of the things I noticed with my IBC totes, any seeds in the soil, even if though it's down, a couple feet,
yep,
it tries to sprout and grow.
Yep. A little black spray paint will help that on the outside if you get the good plastic paint, but it's paint,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Trying to remember. Shoot, I didn't bring those in here because I was going to email my wife and let her know what it is. So when I fueled up in Concord, California, at the cheapest place, my wife hunts around. She usually she found a cheap place near her work, cheapest anywhere other than going out to Costco. She just doesn't like going out to Costco. It's not that far from her work either. It's a couple 5 minutes on Detroit Avenue and you're there. But it was $4.60.9 a gallon. Jeez. When I got back home, I figured since I didn't go to Costco, I figured, what was it at Costco? It was 35 cents a gallon cheaper.
Yeah.
When I got to Fernley, just on the east side of Reno, which is the last cheap gas heading west, and the first cheap gas heading east, it was $1 cheaper than the store I bought it at in California.
Yeah, down here in South Central PA and North Central Maryland. There's a big price difference. Pennsylvania is always more expensive. The Maryland gas prices in certain it's by the county too because they have their own tax things. I've seen it to $2.69 a gallon only in certain counties in Maryland. Pennsylvania, it's still like $3.10, $3.12 in the $3 range somewhere. Some places, depending on the county up there, it's as much as $3.50. So I just got to really look into where I'm buying it, where it's cheaper, and their local county tax, because you got the federal tax, the state tax, and the county tax. The county tax will put a hurting on it. It's like a 15-20 cent difference county to county in Maryland.
Okay, since I'm heading to Idaho Falls tomorrow, I will be gassing up because I haven't gassed since I got back from California. Regular gas, I'm just checking right now, at the Costco gas station in Idaho Falls is $3.22 for regular.
Jeez, that's what I was paying 7 months ago around here.
Yeah. $3.64 for premium and $3.29 for diesel.
That's not bad on a diesel. Around here, it's still like $3.79.
Yeah,
and whatever. Diesel is less refined than gasoline, but they charge more because it
used to be cheap. It used to be a lot cheaper because it was a garbage fuel.
It's still a garbage fuel. Well, except for
it's a premium fuel because all the pickups are going diesel, so it's a premium fuel now. Yeah. So there's it's anyways, the idiot apocalypse is going to get worse as we get closer to the due date in November. But and you can expect, no matter which way it goes, you can expect the idiots on either side of the aisle to come out screaming and yelling. And actually, if it goes one way, you're going to get the idiots on both sides of the aisles coming out and screaming and yelling. One because the giggler won, and the other one because the giggler won. If you don't know who the giggler is, just think who giggles at everything that person said. Someone asked them a question, they said, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, it's time to tighten your belts. I saw several videos and I commented on the one, and we talked back and forth about it. They posted it because they posted something that someone else had said, and I pointed out that this person was saying was 99% fear porn, because they were saying that, if the ports strike, and there's the port strike looks like it's going to happen on the East Coast here, that a small packet of tissue is going to cost you, going to be $40 for a packet of tissue. It's like, all right, if let's see, trying to say bathroom tissue, then that's not tissue. Tissue is, Kleenex, facial tissue, others toilet paper. But no matter what, it's, it ain't going to be $40 for a small packet of tissue. Because wait a minute, the tissue we get here, even the toilet paper, paper towels, Kleenex, and everything else, is made in the United States. It doesn't come through the ports. The material for it doesn't come through the ports. However, now if he said something, oh yeah, you want to get any of those tools or appliances from the land of the red dragons, yeah, those are going to go up because they can't get them in. And I remember the last big strike they had that was on the West Coast, where a certain brand of shoes, they had like a little check mark on the side, were sitting out in the cargo containers on the ocean for 6 to 8 weeks longer than they were supposed to be on the ocean. So the humidity got to everything in the thing, and they opened up the boxes, and everything was moldy. They had mold all over the shoes, and they had to throw them all away. But yeah, so hail the queen. Okay, I had to miss something there on that one. Anyways, yeah. Just like the knuckleheads are telling all the city slickers to blow out the cities now, as if something is going to go down nationwide in the cities. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, no. Even in where my wife is still currently working there in California, near the San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, it's they're not expecting any problems where they're living at, where one son works at over near the Embarcadero on Oakland. They might have some problems there, but yeah, it's one of those things that they're going to have more problems in San Francisco they are in Oakland, because most of the troublemakers don't want to come to Oakland because the populace of Oakland aren't going to put up with it. There'll be riots, all right. There'll be riots going on, and all of a sudden the rioters are getting beat down, and everybody disappears into the neighborhoods. Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah. Oh, what else is there? There was something else, some other things I wanted to talk about, mention about the idiot apocalypse. Oh, one of the things they said, supposedly used car prices are coming down, and new car sales have stalled. And several of the economic guys were saying, so you can expect the government now to do something stupid again to increase car sales. And one of the channels I was watching was talking about one of the channels I was watching was talking about what happened back in 2008, 2009, when the prime rate fiasco popped the housing market and everything else, and trying to stimulate car sales. The government set aside several, I think it was $10 billion to for people that are buying new cars and trading in an older car, and they had specific dates on it that was in running condition, that they got some insane amount for a trade-in on it, like $4,000, $4,500 on it. And the government, as part of the thing for the government paying for the government paid for the trade-in money. The dealerships were required to drain the oil and put some sort of a solution into the oil, run the engine till the engine seized up, and then the cars were sent off to be scrapped. Yeah, so you can expect, and then some of these guys are saying you can expect the government to pull something stupid again, if the stall out of the economy continues on. Of course, the Fed has dropped interest rate here for the first time in 20 years. So it dropped it 0.25 percentage point or whatever. As I'm reading the side chat here. Yeah, Kaylin, I know. Oh, 0.5%. They dropped it 0.5%, not 0.25%. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. There's things to, don't have a knee-jerk reaction to any sales. Double check it to see what's going on. So hang on here. Mark, where did you get the bucket? That was that Sam's Club, you said?
Yeah, Sam's Club. By me, this one was in Maryland.
I know, still, but I'm going to Sam's Club tomorrow. I'm going to write down the list here to check 5-gallon buckets.
They keep it over with the other tubs and tables and other storage racks and shelving and stuff like that. It's in that aisle. Wherever it is in your store, they keep moving stuff around on me again. I'm like, oh, would you please stop? But they want you to walk up and down every aisle to buy crap you didn't go for, that you may or may not need, but my focus is different. And I should actually do a little video on things I went to. I know I've told you about a place called Ollie's, which they buy closeouts and stuff like that. I went in there. I picked up at the Coleman Camping Gear makes it's a 13 or 14 by 14, and it's not really an easy up, but it is an easy up, but it's heavy. Yeah. And the Coleman price for it is literally $200. They had it for $99. I was like, yeah, I'll take one of those. And they had these little mini lanterns with a wick, not battery powered. It says, "Oh, use the whatchamacallit fuel, the torch fuel or tiki torch fuel." I'm like, for $2, I bought two of them. I'm literally gonna put kerosene in one and see how it works. I'm gonna throw diesel in the other and see how it works. If it doesn't work, it was $2 well spent to learn something.
Yeah.
But And you could probably put vegetable oil in there too, and it'll work. Might be a little smoky, but
something I found out doing I did a test on my other channel, 5 years ago, with vegetable oils. And one of the things I learned from it is the vegetable oils, because 99.9% of vegetable oils are seed oils, and the processing on you gotta have to have a monster wick with it to get it to burn. And most lanterns and stuff don't have monster wicks, and even then it doesn't burn. It smokes a lot because they're made not to burn, and so they can go higher temperatures on it.
When it does smoke, it smokes.
Yeah, when it smokes bad. But yeah, so vegetable oil has gone to the wayside of, okay, we're no longer doing that. In fact, we've stopped buying all vegetable oils.
Yeah.
The only oils we buy is olive oil and avocado oil for cooking.
I thought you said avocado oil was no good because it's a seed oil. Because I said I sprayed that on my cast iron.
Avocado oil is not a seed oil. Avocado oil and olive oil are the two healthy oils.
So when I told last night that I sprayed it on my cast iron pan, it was Tammy that lost her shit.
Yeah. Avocado oil. For pan, like you talk about for the pans and stuff. Stick with the tried and true lard or tallow. But anyways, the subject for another one. But yeah, so when you see sales on stuff right now, my daughter was talking about something when in passing when she dropped the boys off, and she was taking the other two to their speech therapy. I got to go over there and talk to her and find out what it was she was talking about that was on sale. But check stuff on sale. Check the prices and stuff. Don't jump on it just because it is. I've been following the buckets for a long time, and what's that? $2.50 you said?
Yeah, it was either $2.49 or $2.99. Either way, it was still cheaper than Lowe's, Home Depot, and everywhere else you buy buckets. Tractor Supply, they're all like $4.99 to $7.99 a bucket. Now there's no lid on it, but I'm pretty sure it's a standard Letitia bucket. Where if you get the lids from like Lowe's or whatever, the blue lids, just the little ones, just the little crappy ones, they'll probably fit right on. And I don't think walking into Lowe's carrying it says Sam's Club on it. If I went into Lowe's carrying a Sam's Club bucket to see if a lid fit, I don't think they're going to try to say I stole the bucket.
Yeah. I'm checking something here right now for you. Okay. Those 5-gallon buckets are currently $4.98.
Yep.
Buy 4, get 15% off.
Oh, yippee. I got a better one. I save 5% paying cash at Lowe's. I literally put it on my card, take the 5%, walk over to the other right at the same cashier. I said, I want to pay my bill. And they put my card in there. They're like, you don't owe anything. I said, yes, I do. And I show them the receipt. I'd like to pay $127.19. And I hand them cash. And then they laugh. They're like, smart man. I'm like, yep, save 5% by paying cash.
Hey, in that case, you'd be saving 20% because if you buy 4 of them, you got 15 off, and then you're 5% on the
but I don't think it comes out to $2.99 a bucket.
No, it doesn't. No, it would come off to 50 cents. It'd come off $1 off, so it'd be $3.98 a bucket.
Yeah,
but
4 hours instead of 5, and I'll pay 3. So yeah. Anyway.
All right. That's what I'm going to find out, Tibor, when I go to if my Sam's has them. I will check that out.
I read the whole bucket. It doesn't say anywhere on it that it's food grade.
Generally, they don't say on it, but if you check the numbers on it and everything, the 2, and you look for the other one on it, generally those are food grade.
Now the white buckets, if you buy the plain white buckets, I buy a lot of the 2-gallon buckets at Lowe's. Oh, there's a sticker on it that says food grade.
Yeah.
I just peel the sticker off. I know it's food grade. Most white buckets are food buckets anyway.
Yeah.
Pickles and stuff, all the delis get and whatever, and macaroni salad, boiled eggs.
There
you
it
name it.
is.
They all come in white buckets. They don't come in any other color, just white.
Thanks, CR.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's the resin number and stuff on it too, and the code and stuff for them. So yeah. So yeah, that stuff's yeah. Check, like my boss used to say, think smarter, not harder. Don't have knee jerk reactions to things going on. If you see see all the whisperings and stuff going on, sit down, take notes, compare things, and go and do some research. Okay, yeah, I need to go out and do this. This is not just a knee jerk reaction. This is coming from multiple sources, and some of the sources usually disagree with each other or agreeing. That's usually a good sign that you need to listen to them. Hang on. Let me check. I'm going to check something else here for everybody here right now. I'm going to see if it lists it here on their website, just in case they have it here. Huh?
Sam's Club website?
Yeah. Sometimes they will list. The only thing being listed at my Sam's Club here in Idaho Falls, 5-gallon bucket. I got a 5-gallon bucket of AW46 hydraulic oil.
Well, it may not be at all of them. I mean, we may be closer to the Letitia plant out here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So they got them, and different Sam's carry different stuff. So
yeah, they'll find a local deal and do it. What's interesting is I noticed that the Sam's Club first here in Idaho Falls, and then what was the other one? Was it in Twin Falls? I'm not sure if Twin Falls has one, but it was also at the Costco here, Costco in Pocatello, and the Costco in Twin Falls started carrying Cox Honey. Cox Honey is here 4 miles up the road. Is their headquarters.
Yeah.
And then,
can you change your zip code store on your search for your Sam's Club thing on computer?
Or
put a town name or state, city?
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, I can do. Hang on. Come on. Stay on there. Find other clubs.
I'll throw that in the private chat.
Okay. It took about a year, and they were selling the Cox Honey at the one in Concord, California. Both Sam's Club and Costco. And interesting is, I'm not sure if it's at anybody at your Sam's Club or your Costco, a brand of spice, seasoning stuff. I'm having a brain fart. I see I know the family. Kinder's, Kinders, Kinders.
Oh, Kinders, yeah. Yep.
If they sell the Kinder's seasonings in your store, Kinder's is from Martinez, California, where my wife's at right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
around the corner from us is one of his sons.
Click over to the private chat on a second there and pull the zip code out of there.
All right. And there we go. So that's okay. So that's
I gave you the town and state too. So
yeah, there it is. And so I gotta make it my club first.
That'll mess you up in the future if you don't change it back.
Okay, it's trying to make me do something else here. All right, so yeah, it's acting weird. It's not allowing me to go into this way here. So let me try something else. Let me try just do a club search instead. Website, see if it sticks to it. All right, stayed on the website. Okay, there we go.
I don't know if it's listed as just bucket, 5-gallon bucket, 5-gallon pail. I don't have my receipt with me to look at it to say, oh, yeah. Actually, maybe I do. Let me look.
Okay. Yeah, Sam's Club's changed something. If you want to make it your club, you have to log in with your email and password now, and it's you can't change your club to do searches of what's at another club.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Oh well. Anyways,
Kaylin just said the same thing. 5-gallon bucket is $2.98.
$2.98 at Kaylin's.
No, it wasn't $2.90, $2.49. It was $2.99 or $2.98.
$2.98. There is $2.98 per bucket. Yeah.
Still
says
cheap.
Low in stock. Yeah. So I guess I'm too far west for this.
They don't like
but
you
that's
out
the
there.
that's the thing I noticed is that now since Kinder's was in Martinez, and then they set up it was originally a butcher shop. In fact, that's where I used to get my deer processed at until the California Department of Health goes, oh no, we don't want you processing deer where at the same shop where they do beef. Anyways, but they allow them to do pork and beef in the same places.
That's because they're inspected by a 4-letter agency, and that's okay. Deer can't get inspected, and if they were, you'd be paying $89 a pound for it.
Yeah. Anyways, so Kinder started there in Contra Costa County, Martinez, Contra Costa counties, spread all over the place. Then they started doing their seasonings in their stores, their deli stores and stuff. And then they moved to the regular grocery stores in the area. And then they moved to the local Sam's Club and Costco's. And now they're selling it here in Idaho as well. So regionally, the regional buyers find stuff and start moving it around. And how far east Kinder's spices, seasonings has gone, I don't know. But yeah. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up here first. Ooh, I got an email. I got a notification that Gunslinger Outdoors just posted a short video. Don't listen to anyone.
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
I don't know. Anyways, all right. So coming up here, Thursday night at 10 o'clock Eastern is the Midnight Ride here on GrayManPrepping. Friday on Camp Patton Family Compound is what are your favorite herbs to grow and why? Saturday back here for Survival Saturday, how to have heat. This was a requested one that one person emailed in, and then about a week later, someone else requested the same thing. How to have heat in winter in a cold climate in a urban setting. So where you don't have trees you can go out and cut down. If you do have a fireplace in your house, or talking about other things other than other ways to heat your house for when all of a sudden, oh crap, we got another polar vortex coming on and the power went out, or the natural gas line got cut and there's no, So that's on Saturday. Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, we're going to talk about canning fat. Next Tuesday here, the topic is backup cooking stoves. So, another one getting ready for winter here, backup cooking stoves. So that's what's coming up in the next week here.
Good times. Waiting for it.
Okay, I'm just looking at the side chat here. All right, so Kinder's has made it to Iowa.
Kinder's in stock at my Sam's.
Yeah. And actually, Tibor, deer are not inspected by the Wildlife Division of the state of California. They don't inspect them.
The only inspection is that it's actually a buck and not a doe with antlers, and they slap a tag on it and stamp your tag and say you're good.
Yeah, you got to put your tag on it. You can take it, like when we take it to the fire station out in Clayton, and they look at it. The fire they peel off the one portion they're supposed to peel off, put a stamp on it, a ink stamp on the tag, and turn the other portion into the state. That's all the inspection on it. You could be at a friend's place away from home. Caitlin says she needs to get a few more 1-pounders. Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for all your comments. I hope I know I ranted a bit about the idiot apocalypse that's going on right now with on social media about the hurricane and the people that are suffering from it by people who have no idea what they're talking about.
But don't worry, the VP debate is going on right now.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Remember, stay happy no matter what life throws at you, even if the giggler wins. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing, fuel for the winter, and work on growing an indoor garden. Remember, starting on January 1st, we're going to have the indoor garden challenge for all of 2025. And they take the heads for inspection. Oh, that's right, because you guys got to deal with what's that disease back there?
Wasting disease.
Wasting disease, yeah.
They literally have dumpsters, not dumpsters, but like the those donation bins for like Red Cross, where you put your clothing in there. They have those bins up in rural Pennsylvania for deer with wasting disease. You literally, if you shoot a deer and it has wasting disease, just dump it in the dumpster, and they come and get it. I guess they burn it or something.
Yeah,
but yeah, okay. The flies are always all over it.
Yeah, Tammy just showed up here. Rebel Canners. All righty.
Last second.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you Thursday night for the midnight ride. Take care.
Good night.